Last time I promised you to show you one video that triggers all three major algorithms. Back then I showed you that smaller channels, like 1,500 subscribers, at first have a lot of views from search and a little bit from home and suggested. So small channels should first focus on search, but later on as the channel grows, home and suggested get more and more important. And ideally, it would be the case that we had one strategy, one video type that works for all those three algorithms at the same time. And it turns out this kind of video type are evergreen videos. But wait. You probably think that evergreen videos is kind of boring, right? You heard about it all the time. But I did a study and I was blown away. Evergreen content goes so much further than I thought. Because let's shift to a broader perspective. We usually think about evergreen videos about topics that people search all the time. So this way, when we do a video for that, people continue to search for that video and we get views via search for that video, right? But there's not only topics that people search about all the time, but also topics that people are generally interested all the time. For example, space missions, let's say, right? If you are interested in that, it doesn't matter if the space mission is 10 years ago or was just launched. You are always interested in that kind of stuff. So if we think about it in a broader sense, topics that interest people all the time, then we can look at evergreen in a whole new way. YouTube actually does think in this way too. In a scientific paper they released about the recommendation system they have, which is basically driving the algorithm for home and suggested, they said, if users are discovering videos through means other than our recommendations, that means people discover videos, watch videos because they found it, for example, in search, well then they continue, we want to be able to quickly propagate this discovery to others via collaborative filtering. I mean, it's a little bit more involved in this paper to understand what they mean by that, but basically what they say is they want to show that video through home and suggested to other people. So your video does well in search, and with it, you have a higher chance that your video does well in home and suggested as well. So is this 3 birds with 1 stone? Well, for that I did a study. I looked at 4,000 channels from which I took 34,000 videos, which are roughly 9 of the top performing videos that each channel has, and looked at how they performed in regards to search, home and suggested, because ideally I was thinking I should find many videos like this one, for example. Here we have one of my videos that is a true evergreen video driving many views all the time for me. And when we look at all the algorithms, then we see that in the suggested videos algorithm, as well as the home algorithm here, it also drives views in an evergreen fashion. In this case, especially for suggested videos, as well as home to some extent. So I looked at all those channels and their top performing videos to see if there are many of those similar videos that actually do catch 3 birds with 1 stone or 3 algorithms with 1 stone. Alright, let's look at the data. Here we have the search algorithm and I categorized all videos and found out that 80% of videos have the evergreen type. They drive consistent views all the time. And only a small portion, roughly 20%, are of another type. That means, for example, that those videos rank in search for a trend and that trend ends after some time. But most videos are of the evergreen type if they are successful, because that's the purpose of search. You want to do videos that get searched all the time, right? And those evergreen videos are not only of the type evergreen, but also achievable via SEO. That's why we have these dark markings here. What I mean by that is that the purpose of SEO is, of course, ranking your video in search, and ideally those videos become evergreen videos and drive views to your channel for a long time to come. Years, ideally. So basically, by definition, all of those evergreen videos are achievable via SEO because that's the purpose of SEO, right? But now it becomes interesting when we look at home and suggested, because SEO is meant for search, right? But how does it impact home and suggested? Remember, we have this quote from the paper here that basically tells us that if we optimize our videos well for search, then we have a higher chance that those videos do well in home and suggested too. So let's look at the home algorithm. Here we go. It turns out that close to 40% are also of the evergreen type. Yeah, those videos drive consistent views via the home algorithm as well, as if it was an evergreen video like the ones we know from search here. So back to the home algorithm, we have a lot of evergreen videos. And also, I did a look at which videos are those actually. And it turns out that from those evergreen videos that I found in home here, 1/4 of all the videos in the home algorithm are the same videos that are evergreen videos in search as well. So those became evergreen videos here and spilled over, so to say, to the home algorithm to appear here as well. So those videos in this quarter are actually videos where we have 2 birds with 1 stone already. That is great, right? Our SEO can take care of 1/4 of our home traffic already. In other words, when we look at this quote again, yeah, YouTube realized that these videos did well in search, and then they propagated this video towards home, and it appears here as well. Alright, that is 2 birds with 1 stone. How about 3 birds with 1 stone? Let's look at the suggested videos algorithm. Here we go. Here it is actually the case that 2/3 of all videos are of the type evergreen video as well. So they behave like the evergreen videos that we know from search. And the best thing is that 1/3 of those videos are evergreen videos in the search algorithm as well. So we can say the same thing basically here. We optimized our videos for search, and because they did so well here, they spilled over to the suggested videos algorithm and took care of 1/3 of our views in the suggested videos algorithm as well. 3 birds with 1 stone. It's incredible, right? I really wish I was a better actor and would be able to show you how surprised and astonished I am about what the data just showed us here. And to really bring home this message, I combined all the data to see how much impact SEO can have on our top performing videos. And here we go. This is the overall statistic for all 3 algorithms combined. And as you can see here from the top performing videos, 3/4 are of the type evergreen. Yeah, they have an evergreen behavior, constantly drive views to our channels. And that is of course perfect to have sustained growth of our channel. And interestingly, over half of those evergreen videos can be reached via search. So those videos who are doing well as evergreen videos in the search algorithm, so to say, spill over overall to more than half of all videos. That is incredible, right? I mean, what can I say? It's really 3 birds with 1 stone. If you focus on optimizing your videos for search and produce evergreen videos this way, as you should as a small channel of course, since search is so important, but also if you keep this mindset of evergreen content, which is not only about search terms that people search all the time, but in general topics that people are interested in all the time, it also carries you along your journey while you're growing your channel and grows home and suggested at the same time. So there we have it. We have the growth journey, search first, and little by little with this strategy you get home and suggested as well. And well, by that point, I mean, it's easier said than done, but we are at a stage where we have a big channel, right? So where does the journey lead to then? There is one thing, right? You always hear about the trending algorithm, which is basically the holy grail to get into. If you made it into the trending algorithm, then you basically made it on YouTube, right? Well, you will be surprised. I looked into the trending algorithm as well, and interestingly, very many channels get a single view from trending. Just one single view. Really doesn't make much sense, right? And I will talk about that in the next episode of this series. If it's already out, you see it there. If not, subscribe here and ring the bell so you don't miss this episode. And if you didn't yet, feel free to start watching this series from the beginning, where I dive really deep into truly understanding YouTube's algorithms. Cheers, my friends.